All right, we're gonna do how to squeeze inserts, floorboard inserts into the floorboards on a Harley. I start with the floorboard insert. You can get these for about 30 bucks off of Amazon or eBay or whatever your favorite place is. It's cheaper than buying the whole board, but you do have to remove the floorboards. I take the inserts and I warm them up with my salamander so they're a little cushy. Then I take a little bit of grease. You should probably use silicone if you have it. I couldn't find mine, so I just went with some regular grease, and I'm going to wipe off the excess afterwards. Then what I'll do is I'll take this, I'll push it onto the floorboard there, and then what I'm going to do is use this vise and use this socket. This is an 1 1/8" socket, and I'm going to put this on the back of that, and I'm going to start at the middle and work outward, and I'm going to try to use the vise to push these on. I don't have any tripod or anything. I'm shooting this from a phone. It's going to be a little tough to do it with one hand, but I'm hoping that you can get the idea. Let's see. I'm going to put you down for a little bit. Hold on. All right. So eventually what you want to do is get it into the vise like this, right? And so now what I'm going to do is just tighten that vise, and it should pop that floorboard through. Like I said, I start at the center first, get it good and tight, roll it off. And the reason I start at the center is because if I start at the ends, it just wants to bend towards the outside. And so if you've done a good job, this will be popped all the way through. If it's a little finicky, where it didn't go all the way through, you can try just pushing with your hand. My suggestion right now is to just leave it alone until you get the others at least partially through, and then go from there. So I'm going to set you down again, and I'm going to reset, and I'm going to push the other 3 through, and then I'll pick you all back up. And just hang tight with me here. I'm going to try to do this as quick as I can, and then I'll show you where we go from there. You don't want to bend the actual floorboard insert. There is a piece of metal in there that'll bend, and it feels a little bit wonky on your feet afterwards if you do bend it, so do your best to try to not bend it if you can. A lot of times the last one's a little finicky because it might be just a little cocked off because of the other ones being in and the last one not being in. But it should still push through without too much trouble. All right. I've got the other 3 through, at least partially at this point. What you end up with is something that looks kind of like that, where they're not quite all the way through. Sometimes what you can do is just push with your hand, and they'll go ahead and pop the rest of the way. Other times what I do is I just take a flat-headed screwdriver, and I kind of work around the ridge that holds the cushion to the back side of the tray or the floorboard, right? So once you kind of get those all worked on there, you just got to jimmy with it a little bit with that screwdriver. They're on. You didn't have to fight them too much, and you're ready to rock. So I hope that this video helps somebody that might be fighting this or might be looking for a easier option to replace their floorboard inserts rather than buying all new floorboards. Once those are in, you're ready to just go ahead and reinstall the floorboard. Hope this helps. Thanks. Oh, by the way, if these videos are helpful, I'll continue to make some videos. If people would like to subscribe, that'll let me know that people are watching and find it helpful, and Appreciate you checking out my video. Thanks.